Alright, we don't have a draft, so we're gonna hop straight into the map selection. I don't know who picked the first map, that's not detailed in the text document I was given. But we do know the map bans. So Death and Delay, our blue team, banned out Infernal Shrines as well as Volskaya Foundry. And Can't Connect Stuns banned out Braxis and Dragonshire. So I'm assuming Death and Delay has either a really scary solo lane, or Can't Connect Stuns just isn't too confident in their solo lane's ability to win and don't really feel like doing the gamble. Either way, it's going to be a bit interesting to see how the solo lane matchup goes with the two major solo lane maps getting banned out. That's usually a pretty good sign that we're going to see some interesting stuff happening in the solo lane. They're also pretty heavy macro, or Dragonshire is pretty heavy macro. Braxis is really heavy micro. So it's going to be interesting to see why they selected the strengths, the maps based on their strengths and weaknesses. But yeah, map is taking a little longer to load in than I'd like. And the ticker's on, I just realized. Hide that again. We keep the ticker hidden! I don't think there's spoilers, but just in case. The match is taking a while to load in. There we go. Alright, let's go ahead and get into this game. Alright, I forget how to hide that. Cool. Control T. Okay. Either way, on the left side, we have Delta Sniper on Rhaegar, Macdadio on Katazim, Paper Tanks on Greymane, Sparklark on Johanna, and MDC on the Hogger. And that is Death and Delay on the left side there. On the right side, we have names that are significantly harder to say. We have Simporky on ETC, Eric on the Junkrat, it looks like, Slickrub on Lucio, I don't know how to pronounce that, but we have someone on the Malthael, the, trying to read it while it's stationary, the Meski, sorry if I butchered that, on the, Malthael, and, Naive Baze on the Cassia. This is going to be an interesting matchup, because this is another pretty heavy solo lane map. So, I'm guessing this was chosen by Death and Delay. And it's going to be interesting to see how they play against each other on this map. I just realized game sounds are not getting picked up properly. Let me fix that. There we go. Game sounds should be working now. Let's go ahead and get the talents up as well while both sides pick up their camps. A little bit of invade going on by the ETC, but nothing crazy. I'm not seeing anything too unusual talent-wise. Usually we do see Pale Horse, but Fear the Reaper makes sense if he's worried about being ganked. Both camps do get picked up. The invade does come out from Can't Connect Stun, so they do manage to get a kill, even if they could not stop the camp. They are also stopping the camp from getting into lane, but Porky is taking quite a bit of damage to accomplish that. In all reality, quite meaningless feat. But I guess it did give Junkrat a little bit of time to just kind of harass the lane. There's a lot of pressure going on in this bot lane. The bot lane is absolutely being dominated by Can't Connect Stuns. Let's go ahead and check the solo lanes. Malthael is ahead in rotations, as to be expected, as he is the superior double soaker. He's going to pick this up very easily. He's a little hard on mana. MDC obviously does not have mana and does not need to worry about such things. Bit of an interesting play here. With the Malthael, you don't normally see a rotation from the team into mid. I don't know if they were trying to gank the Hogger or what their plan was there. Whatever it was, it did not seem to work out the way they wanted it to. With Junkrat, they can stall this objective for quite some time, them being, can't connect stuns, as he has a ton of range, and you cannot complete the channel if you are taking any amount of damage. Solo lane trade does go out in the top lane. I can't quite get both onto the same screen. Meanwhile, can't connect stuns, just trying to stall out this objective at the moment, it looks like. Death and Delay healer a little far, or main healer a little far from the fight as it stands at the moment. Interrupt does come out from the Johanna. She does have another one. It does not look like it's kind of... Oh! Karazim jumps in for the interrupt, losing half his health as payment. Death and Delay doing everything they can to stall out this objective, but it does not look like they're going to succeed in winning it, and the objective does go in favor of can't connect stuns. For those of you who are unfamiliar, this map has special rules. The only way to deal core damage is via boss, and the objective, and other certain tiny conditions that I will get into if it becomes required, but you cannot directly attack the core, which means the only way to win is via the objective. If you are not winning objectives, you will not win the map. Again, still not really seeing anything unusual talent-wise. Can't connect stuns being very aggressive onto this camp here, trying to slow down the clear time. But unfortunately, that is going to be an unfavorable fight. What is a favorable fight, though, is the Hogger gank right there. And that's going to put a lot of pressure on Death and Delay, as they don't really have someone who can double soak, especially not safely. Death and Delay does release the Rhaegar to try and soak against the Malthael, but where Hogger was not succeeding, Rhaegar is going to succeed even less, as his wave clear, while solid for a healer, is still a healer's wave clear. Bit more aggression coming out from Can't Connect Stuns. They are really trying to roll every little advantage they have, which is how you win games. This is what I like to see from the higher divs, is just every small advantage leads to another, leads to another, leads to another. Going on infinitum. Malthael gonna try and continue the double soak. A gank, failed gank attempt was going out on him there. Objective is up, and it looks like Death and Delay are not gonna contest it at all, instead trying to catch up on the soak. There's the objective picked up. That is 28-36. That is a decent lead. We also have 10 advantage for Can't Connect Stuns, but they're probably not going to get anything with that advantage. And the 10 advantage is gone. As for ultimates, we have High Five, Last Rites, which is a solid execution ability. Riptire, which makes sense. Mosh Pit, which again makes sense. We have the Bouncy Ball of Death that I forgot, Ball Lightning. We also have Bloodlust, which does make sense with this composition. This does seem like a solid Bloodlust composition. Blessed Shield, Shockwave, so lots of stuns there. Seven-Sided Strike, a very aggressive ultimate. And Cursed Bullet, which is just insanely strong. Riptire does come out, hitting 2. There's a fair amount of resources getting dropped here, and no one's getting low. Neither side's really winning this fight, neither side's really losing this fight. They're just trading a lot of resources. Cursed Bullet has basically no cooldown for an ultimate, so it is very common to see it constantly going out. Excuse me, I did not mean to cough right into the mic there. Can't Connect Stuns is going to pick up their camp. And again, we do see the aggressive positioning from Can't Connect Stuns. Levels are about the same. Malthael trying to get a little bit ahead, but isn't going to manage to get that 13 talent here before this objective. Can't Connect Stuns, though, gonna try and keep stalling out for the 13th. This 4v5 is going in favor of... Oh, lots of damage coming out! Death and Delay managed to turn the fight into their favor, and that's what happens when you have superior numbers. big mosh pit coming out. High Five trying to save the Hogger, which is going to get taken out by the last rites. Riptire comes out. And with the Malthael showing up, the tides turn yet again in favor of Can't Connect Stuns. Objective was picked up in the middle of that fight. I just realized I'm not recording, so I'll have to edit this down. Gah! It's fine. It's a replay cast, so it shouldn't be too hard to edit down. Can't Connect Stuns is going to try and keep up this aggression, continuing to pressure into the left side of the map here. They do have 13 advantage, but nothing really to fight over with it. Malthael, if I can say his name properly, is going to keep up on the double soaking, his team trying to help provide a little bit of pressure. CC combo onto the Greymane, who does get the high five. Should be able to get out of this, but we might see last rites get dropped on him if Malthael decides to go in. He did not. ETC very low. Shockwave does come out, stunning the ETC, but he is fine. Malthael looking for the opportunity to go in on Hogger, but not going to succeed in finding it. And instead, it's going to go right back to soaking. Can't Connect Stuns are just going to full reset here. We have a few people hearthing. Double bottom objective. This is a very important objective for both teams, as if Death and Delay are unable to even get one here, they're going to be in a lot of trouble going forward. Johanna is going to be a tad aggressive here, but she is very difficult to kill. She does pop her trait. Can't Connect Stuns is going to try and regroup, and 5v5 is taking place in the bot of the here. Malthael is going to pick up the mid. Bloodlust does come out. Riptire to try and shut it down. 7-sided strike keeping the Karazim alive. Mosh Pit comes out on one. Mine does almost save the Greymane, but he was thrown out of position. He does go down. ETC very low. Johanna gets last righted. Stun onto the Rhaegar. He goes down as well. That is 4 for nothing. And Karazim is in a decent amount of trouble. And Can't Connect Stuns are going to try and siege out this fort for the extra shot. Every one of these towers does give an additional shot whenever you collect the objective. As well as, you know, the standard territory benefits of controlling a tower. Siege is a bit low on the side of Can't Connect Stuns. They do manage to get it before anyone else comes up, and we do see the 3 levels of death. This is a really difficult position for Death and Delay. They really can't do anything for the next 2 levels while they desperately try to connect. Or, not connect, catch up. 16 is also a pretty major talent tier for most of these people. So, with 16s inside of Can't Connect Stuns, they're going to have a serious advantage in any fights going on. Now, since this camp is going to be pushing onto the core here, if those guys survive all the way to the weird ghosty hand line there, they will fire onto the core. That is the other way to get core damage. 15 to 36, level advantage the way it is. This game is very, very difficult for Death and Delay to win. Not impossible, but difficult. 7-sided does come out. We do see the Mosh Pit onto the Johanna. Bloodlust comes out as well. Lots of aggression on both sides. No one really going down yet. And this is more or less a win for Can't Connect Stuns, as they traded in favor for ultimates, and they did not lose anything. Is a triple objective phase, which is potentially lethal if Can't Connect Stuns gets all 3. Now that would be very greedy, especially because Malthael's probably going to go down here, and he does in fact go down. So trying to go for all 3 would be exceedingly greedy. We're probably not going to see that. Instead, we're probably going to see Junkrat pick up bottom. And top 2 given. That's going to be 6 damage to Can't Connect Stuns if they have to give. But they aren't going to give. They're going to be a tad aggressive here, trying to win this. They're going to be down 2 until Junkrat shows up. 1 once he shows up. Seven-sided does come out. ETC in a lot of danger. He does manage to go. He does go down. Cassia manages to save the Lucio. Lots of aggression onto the team. Those core towers are absolutely vicious. Diving under core like that, very, very risky. Riptire does come out. Johanna does evade it. Damage only goes onto the Karazhan. K-Connect Stuns does have lethal if they can secure that bottom tower until the next objective. They only need 1 objective for lethal if they hold that bottom tower. They also could set up for lethal with boss if they need to. They've got a few ways to put a lot of pressure onto the enemy. You see the pings coming out, trying to stop this camp from getting to the core, as well as provide some siege. Now, Greymane has a ton of siege potential, so he should be able to get that tower down pretty quick. But we do see the boss play here. There's no objective in the bot lane, so they're just going to pick up the boss and try and secure lethal that way. So Death and Delay cannot give anything. They need both of these objectives right now, or it is game. There's 1 shot left. Like, there's the only thing they can do to stay in this is to get both of these objectives. If they give up one, even if the entirety of the towers go in favor of them, they lose. The objective is out. Bloodlust does get popped. Health bars are a tad low. Riptire does get stunned out. Seven-sided comes out, a bit of damage onto the enemy team. Last Brits goes out onto the Hogger, and he dies before it goes off, but it is still a stack. Moshpit goes out on 3. And that is game. Followed by Death and Delay. And here we go. And there's the core. Dead. Game number 2. I forgot to select the map. Game number 2 is... There we go. We are going to Battlefield of Eternity. I'm guessing selected by Can't Connect Stuns. Which their Soul Lane wasn't doing as bad as I thought they would, honestly. Like, with their bans, I don't know what they were scared of. That Soul Lane matchup was about even the whole way through. But, oh, this one loaded up fast. This one loaded up very fast. So I don't have any time to talk about the past. Let's talk about the, less past, because this is a replay cast. We have Delta Sniper on Chromie, Sparkle Arc on Diablo, Paver Tanks on Z Hanzo, lots of poke there. We have MDC on the Hogger yet again. And Mech Daddy-O on Uther, hanging in the spawn there. We have Eric on Greymane. We have Naive Boys on, or Naive Bays on the Genji. The brothers fighting it out. We have Slick Rub once again on the Lucio. Seriously, I don't know how to say his name. The Menschke? That guy on Blaze. And the latecomer, we have Simporky on the Arthas. With the new Arthas skin. Bit of aggression coming out from Death and Delay this time around. Big root onto several. I'm assuming he took Root Quest. He did not. He took Rhyme. That's a bit unusual. We do see Soul Shields. Yeah, pretty standard picks aside from Rhyme. Do they buff Rhyme? No, it's still standard block. Doesn't make sense against this team. Autos are pretty slow, but pretty hefty. So if there was ever a block game, this would probably be it. With the Genji dead, Death and Delay are going to start their own spiral by picking up the bottom camp here. They're a little slow on camp clear. Diablo combo onto Porky, no one picking up the camp, and MacDaddio does pick it up. Little under half of Arthas' health was taken out by that CC combo. He should be able to stay afloat pretty easy, though. And top camp got picked up. I didn't even realize the Greymane left. Here I am trying to cast, and I'm not even paying attention to everything. With top camp, that's going to be a lot of pressure onto Hogger. I think Blaze beats Hogger for the most part anyway. He has superior healing. But we do see Sieging going out into the bot lane here. Greymane rotating a little risky. Doesn't get punished for it, but he's also not contributing to the defense at the moment. And that is a front wall taken out by Death and Delay. They are absolutely starting the spiral early. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Hogger having a little bit of trouble with the camp. Blaze does bail out, probably to try and help defend bot. Meanwhile, Diablo having a lot of trouble. That constant slow from the Arthas is very difficult to deal with when your only options for mobility are to engage on someone else. Both sides are going to pick up their bruiser camp as the objective gets announced, so that it is pushing for the duration of this objective. Music randomly stopped, but that's fine. Not really anything going on, so I'm going to go ahead and check the talents. Again, pretty standard talents. Auto attack speed reduction for the Arthas, so he is very concerned about those autos hitting hard. Probably trying to slow the Uther now that I think about it. Trying to keep him from getting his stun CDR. Time stop does go out onto the Uther, who is very much in danger, but he's now a full healer for a short time. Both camps are going to continue pushing. Halftime did go in favor of Can't Connect stuns very quickly. Hogger dealing with the top lane, Blaze going down to deal with the bottom. This should go, I think both lanes are about equal. It looks like it'll go top. It does go to the more defended lane. Diablo does go in. Blaze having a bit of trouble with that bottom camp. Does look like he finishes it up, though. And we do see Death and Delay as well as Can't Connect stuns both going to push with the objective. Stun onto the Arthas. I'm guessing we're going to see Sidragosa from the Arthas, honestly. Like, he's not having a hard time staying alive. And the pressure from Sidragosa is just too good. If you win the objective, it's so strong, and it's also strong for the fights. We're about to see Uther finally complete his level 1 quest. I think it's useful until even before you complete it. Yeah, basic attacks restore mana. Which is definitely something Uther has trouble with. And now his basic attacks are going to reduce the cooldown on his stun. We do see both teams kind of positioning for this camp. Diablo, who has quite a bit of health now, is going to go in, stun combo onto Slickrub, who's just going to slide out on those roller skates of his. Diablo losing a fair bit of health, though. He does get the stun onto the Arthas, who's fairly low. He does keep himself afloat, and Lucio goes down with the Q from our wonderful Bronze Dragon. Eric is in a bit of trouble there. Does pop his Worgen form, but it's not going to save him, and the camp gets picked up by Death and Delay. This is almost an exact mirror of what was going on in game number 1, where Death and Delay is just rolling advantage into advantage, not caring about that first objective, and to be fair, they are a level 10 team. They do have the advantage from the Chromie now. Big root going out onto the enemy. We see a Diablo combo onto Porky. With that front wall taken, objective is going to be coming up. I'm going to go double check the bot lane here. which is very even at the moment. Blaze having a little bit of trouble, but he should be more than fine. The objective is up, and that Greymane just can absolutely shred the objective. It's going to be a lot closer this time around, though.
Our battle cannot remain here.
But I'm still pretty sure if they just race, this objective goes in favor of can't connect stuns. And Death and Delay does agree, deciding to fight under their Angel. And Can't Connect Stuns just backs out for the time being while there's an attempted gank going out in bot. Genji's rotating back up, as is Blaze. They're probably going to beat the Hogger by a second. Time stop goes out onto the Genji. Blaze does go in, does pop his ultimate there. Not ultimate, his trait. And with level 10s available, Death and Delay has a lot of stuns at their disposal. And they are going to go ahead and win this objective here. Blaze does go in, lots of damage onto Mac Daddy-O. Mac Daddy-O does go down. Big desync from the various stuns. No one was really getting stun locked there, and Diablo does go down, but he will be back momentarily. Uther, however, will be definitely late to the defense.
Let the burning hells atone for their sins.
Objective was won by Death and Delay. I forgot about that. So it's actually the offense that Uther's not going to be there for. Flowing Sands trying to disrupt the defenses. Porky does get comboed a little bit. High five goes out onto him, though, keeping him very much okay. Time stop onto the Lucio, who high fives in his own way out of danger. And nothing goes down on the side of Can't Connect Stuns. I'm going to go ahead and take a sip here. This still could go either way. Death and Delay have to nail these combos. Like, their whole draft is based around these nasty stun combos. If they don't nail them, they aren't going to stand a chance. And I absolutely believe that they can. Fair bit of poke damage coming out from the Chromie, as well as Disruption. We're seeing a shift in movements for Death and Delay, and there's the combos we were talking about. Lots of damage onto the Arthas, who's going to stay afloat just fine. They didn't pop full combo on him. Shuriken Mastery does get picked up for Genji. What does that one do again? Oh yeah, it refunds. Both sides are going to pick up their bruiser camps. Those are again going to be pushing for the duration of this objective. Citragrosa was picked up. I didn't mention that before, but it was picked up. Diablo does eat the first bullet straight to the face there. Both sides just kind of trying to set up for something here. Either side really making a move, but this is the blue camp picked, cleared up for free. Blue Immortal taking a fair amount of damage here. Still not seeing any moves by anyone. Diablo finally finding his opportunity to try and go in. Stun does go onto the Greymane. A little bit of miscommunication there. Greymane gets pulled out of the Divine Storm. Bunker went down to save him just in case, but he was more than fine. With Divine Storm down, that is a major part of their combo no longer available. SM Porky does get blown up with relative ease, but this Immortal has basically no health right now. Genji hops in to try and get a little bit of Immortal damage, hopping straight back out. Time stop misses Lucio by an inch. Genji again hopping in, doing a little bit of damage, hopping straight back out. And there is the Immortal picked up for the side of Can't Connect Stuns. We may see this turn into a series of 2, as Death and Delay just not able to get those combos to operate the way they want. I say that, and then Lucio immediately gets blown up by the combo, operating exactly how they want it. Genji does get stunned there. There wasn't anything available to follow up. Honestly, we probably need to see the Uther engaging and not the Diablo. If the Uther engages onto the enemy team, I feel like they're going to have a much easier time comboing than if Diablo does. Honestly, I would have liked to see an Anubarak over the Diablo with their stun combo. I know that Anubarak doesn't have the ultimate, but he also doesn't have the forced movement. Dragon Strike does get fired off, I don't think where he wanted it to go. Boards are still up as we're 12 minutes into the game. This is quite unusual. Combo does go out onto the enemy team here. I forget what it's called, but it did not, the Diablo ult did not find anyone. Time stop did stop the Genji from killing anyone. Uther does go down, should be able to keep the Diablo afloat then. Cidragosa goes out as well as the time stop from the Chromie. And Sim Porky taking a lot of free damage as he tries desperately to walk out of the danger alley. Uther will be back up in a little while, but that means that they cannot fight for this objective, this camp. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Soul Laner's just doing Soul Lane things, not really anything interesting going out up there this time around. First bullet does go out onto the Diablo. Arth did get interrupted on the Arthas there. Looks like Death and Delay are going to try and finally take the first fort of the game, putting pressure into the bot lane. An objective is up. Both sides positioning for Can't Connect Stuns Immortal. Diablo trying to find the combo. Doesn't have any follow-up stuns to really help him out. First bullet is back up, which means he can just lose half his health at any moment during this fight. It is current health, not max health, so it's not like it's going to one-shot him, but either way, it will put him in a difficult position. Speaking of a difficult position, Genji just putting a lot of pressure onto the Diablo all his own. And that is halftime in favor of Death and Delay. Immortals are on the owner's sides here. Camp's getting picked up by Death and Delay. Gets picked up relatively easily. They don't lose a whole lot of immortal health for it either. Stun does go out onto the Arthas there. Uther in a lot of danger. He does go down. Dragon Strike going out, not really finding anyone. Blaze in quite a bit of danger there. High Five does keep him moving. Cidragosa slows everybody down. Hogger in a lot of danger thanks to the Cidragosa. Time stop setting Diablo up for a difficult position, unfortunately. But he does manage to keep himself afloat, trying to keep damage onto the Genji. Both Immortals about equal health without Hogger or Uther. They, Death and Delay cannot really walk onto their Immortal. They do have that camp pushing into bot, which will push kind of indefinitely. Oh, we had to just disconnect apparently. But yeah, this camp will push on to keep indefinitely if it does not get answered. And it will get answered by the Blaze here. Meanwhile, we do have Can't Connect Stuns pushing top lane. This is a 16-minute Immortal That is going to be fairly beefy. It's also got half shield. His fort is guaranteed to die here. Stun does go out onto the Arthas. Diablo trying to engage to help out his Uther, but he loses a lot of health for it. And does not really find anything. Dragon Strike goes out. Greymane in a decent amount of danger. High Five keeps him moving. Fort is more or less dead as the Immortal keeps beating on it, but it loses half its health already. And it looks like all that'll get taken is the fort.
The demon has fallen.
Meanwhile, Can't Connect Stuns, not content with just one fort, does look like they're going to try and position for the bottom fort. But instead they're going to go for the bottom camp, instead of pushing without anything onto fort. Looks like we're going to see a fort trade. At this stage of the game, forts are not all that valuable, so fort trade makes sense. We do see Hogger, I think? Hearthing? Yeah, Hogger does Hearth out to try and defend if the push keeps going. Death and Delay does back up to prevent the base race, as they will lose a base race. Both soul lanes dealing with the camps, both teams just kind of on their own. Not really anything for them to be doing at the moment. Looks like we might see a camp invade coming out from Death and Delay. Stun combo does go onto the Arthas. It does get cleansed out with the High Five. Bunker does go down. Blaze still in a lot of danger as the bunker does get blown up. Divine Shield onto the Blaze. He does go down. That means next fight is going to be 5v4. Diablo does get onto the point. Time Stop managing to help capture it. I thought Time Stop on the point stops the point, but I guess I could be wrong. With Blaze down, this objective is going to go down very quickly, and there's not a whole lot Can't Connect Stuns can do. Meaning this is going to be a very high shield, very late game Immortal pushing on to keep. They were trying to find the Hogger who was pushing lanes during the objective. 20 advantage is going to be coming out in favor of Can't Connect Stuns very soon. That is a half-shield Immortal pushing through the top lane. And a camp pushing through bottom. This is going to put Can't Connect Stuns in a very awkward position, meaning we are likely to see a Game 3. Unless there is some seriously miraculous play coming out from Can't Connect Stuns soon. Time Stop does go out onto 2. Lots of aggression coming out from both. Hogger does eat the Cursed Bullet. Stun combo kills the Arthas. Diablo ult does find the Genji, putting him in a very difficult position, but he does manage to stay afloat thanks to the deflect as well as a High Five. But no one is answering the objective right now. And they just lost Arthas, which means Greymane can't safely burn this objective the way he wants. Does look like Keep is being given by Can't Connect Stuns, and they're going to try and go for the core defense. To be fair, this core is a very strong core. Bit of aggression coming out from the Genji. He does eat the stun, losing a lot of health. It's Diablo who goes down, though. Genji stays afloat, never mind. Uther goes down, as well as the Genji. There's 2 for 1. Core is losing a lot of health, though. Ult does come out from the Hogger. And GG's are called as the core hits 0. Very close game. Very. Alright, let's go ahead and hop into game number 3. So we had the 2 solo lane maps, Braxis Holdout and Dragonshire Band out. by Can't Connect stuns. And for Death and Delay, they banned out Infernal Shrines and Valskaya Foundry, two very macro-based maps. Can't Connect stuns did pull out the win in Towers of Doom, followed by Death and Delay pulling out the win in Battlefield of Eternity, that one. Which then leads us to Tomb of the Spider Queen. Solid map. Sorry, I was taking another sip. Nope. It loaded just as fast as last time, so let's go ahead and hop into it. Ta-da! Alright. Welcome to Tomb of the Spider Queen. On the left side, we have MDC on Stitches, Delta Sniper on Gul'dan, Paper Tanks on Hanzo yet again, Sparklark on the Johanna, MacDaddio on the White Mane. On the right side, we have Eric on Chromie, Starkrub on the Anduin, the Mitaki on Blaze yet again, and Simporky on Varian, and I'm missing someone. Oh, Native Bays on Thrall. Looks like they're going for the anyone can solo lane type comp. Which isn't bad for this map. It means you can't teamfight, but if you can deny a lot of gems, it works. So Varian's not a real hero right now. He can be a tad scary if comboed right, but he's very much a weaker member of the team at the moment. Do see a bit of aggression onto the Varian, taking a fair amount of health there. Thrall's in danger though, as the pings do come out for him, for people coming his way. Loses half his health already. They try to keep him afloat, but he does, or he tries to keep himself afloat, but he does in fact go down. Both sides just trying to stack up their gems at the moment. We do see what seems to be Q build Chromie. Both sides going for their camps, by the way. And aside from that, not really anything too unusual. We see High Kings, Rolling Thunder. Well, Rolling Thunder's unusual. But yeah, multi-shot again. Righteous Flame? Okay. That is interesting for sure. Stitch is taking a fair amount of damage in the gank, but he is in fact a Stitches, so he should be fine. This is an interesting build for the White Mane. I was thinking maybe an auto build, but that's not the auto talent on 4. Actually, does 4 have an auto talent? I forget if 4 has an auto talent. It may not. Neither side really playing aggressive here. Both sides just trying to stack up their gems. Only downside of Tomb of the Spider Queen, nothing really happens until the first turn-in's available. Like, you see some ganks and stuff, but nothing crazy. Bottom camp does get picked up by Can't Connect stuns. First turn-in is available for our blue team. And they are going to be trying to get it. Chromie's going to try and deny it. Paper Tank's taking a lot of damage from the Chromie poke. And no turn-ins are going to be happening at the moment. Varian in a lot of danger. He does get pulled out by the Anduin. There's a lot of damage coming out from that Chromie. Blue team still has turn-in available, and they are going to... Oh, no! Q from the Varian does stop it. Johanna pops her trade at about half health. Our red team should have turn-in pretty soon. Time stop goes out onto the Johanna. Thought she took armor reduction. What did she take? Oh, increases the number by 3. See a lot of movement from both teams trying to find their turn-in. Pull does go out onto the Thrall. Blaze does manage to keep the engage from happening. Varian did leap in there. I didn't see who he charged, but he charged someone. Only 2 more required for blue team to get their turn in, and it looks like they're going to succeed in getting that from the bot lane there. For those of you who are unfamiliar, the spiders spawn wherever the minions got the furthest, or wherever the minion wave is, basically, and they slowly decay over time. So you do kind of want to push in the lanes a little bit before the spiders show up, as you can see right there, because that now is going to be basically full health pushing onto the front, whereas this one's already pretty low. Top lane is a lane that, or is the lane with boss, so they typically prioritize it the highest. Both teams trying to either get it. Both teams fighting under this spider here. Charge does go out. I don't think, yeah, no, we've only had the gank kill. Red team has turned it in a half now. Tens are going to be coming out very soon, and things are going to be getting a lot more interesting. Neither team really looking for team fights so far. Red team is going to pick up their bruiser camp. You typically want to time that with an objective, either for defense or offense, but there's not much else to be done at the moment, especially if you don't want a team fight. Tens are picked up by both teams. Anduin holding his ultimate. He does pick up Light Bomb, as the opposing team did pick up both Horrify and Blessed Shield, both of which seriously cause problems for Sal. Bottom camp's picked up by blue team. Stitches is in a fair amount of danger. He also has a lot of gems that he can lose. Sunder does come out. He's trying to stay afloat, but he does lose those 15 gems. Blue team almost had a turn-in, and now they no longer do. Red team can do something very dangerous if they don't die here. Double turn-in is incredibly lethal if you can pull it off. They can't lose any gems, though, because they're barely at double turn-in. Here come the red web weavers. This middle camp is going to shut down the web weaver quite a bit. And it looks like top is going to be cleaned up for free. Stitches is going to have some trouble against the Blaze. And the rest of the team is coming down to help push it in. Straight tower dive. Charged by the Varian. Followed up by the Light Bomb, and he does go down. It does look like they're going to take this bottom fort. They still have a lot of gems to their name. Dragon Strike comes out, keeping Thrall from full retreating, but unfortunately that's not something that Death and Delay were aware of, so they could not capitalize on it. And it does look like middle is going to take a fort. Meanwhile, red team finishing up this bottom right here. Plus, shield does come out. Varian and Thrall both in a decent amount of danger. Sunder does come out yet again. Lots of CC, but no one really dying. Thrall is probably going to be picked up here. No, the pool does come out, but so does Horrify. Thrall in a lot of danger. Blaze now also in a fair amount of danger. Blaze does get eaten, and it looks like they're going to just take the Blaze kill and leave it at that. Both sides do have turn-in available. If red team gets a turn-in, that middle lane is still so far pushed up that there's going to be a lot of pressure coming out there. But I don't think they're going to, as red team, it looks like, is going to secure their turn-in. Or blue team. Blue team's going to secure their turn-in. Someone needs to zone out for the Stitches, as he is the last bit required. And it does get picked up. That should help stabilize them at the very least. Hopefully they can get a bit more out of it than just stabilizing. They do push up mid a little bit, try and help that one be aggressive. Bot is going to be pretty far back, though, I think. Both teams trying to position to respond to the other. It looks like our blue team, Death and Delay, are the first ones to make a move. Orky has a lot of gems, is in a lot of danger. Blessed Shield comes out. Sunder does keep him afloat, though. Top is probably going to take the fort, and it looks like middle is also going to go down. Pull does go onto the Varian. That is a lot of gems, and he's going to be quite far. Anduin gets feared away, so there's no pull. That is 42 gems lost for red team. That is basically the entirety of the turn-in gone right there. That is a massive blow. That is absolutely worth 2 ultimates. And another big pull comes out from both teams, managing to save and almost take the 24 gems there. Middle fort is going to go down here. Death and Delay dealt a serious blow to CCS. Camp is getting stolen by Death and Delay. You do pick it up. Turn-in's still a little far away. Red should be able to get it pretty soon. Blue is nowhere near it. This is one of those maps that it's sometimes worth not pushing up the lanes, so it's harder for your opponents to get gems. Red turn-in is available yet again. Varian doesn't have a whole lot of gems, but is in a position that can get ganked. Though they are trying to turn it here. Charge does go in, as does the Light Bomb. Scarlet Aegis trying to keep herself afloat and does succeed. And it does seem like Varian is the one to go down. Red team still has their turn-in available. Blaze is picking up that bottom camp. That's going to apply a decent amount of pressure into the bot lane. Lanes are pushed up for the side of Death and Delay. They definitely have pressure advantage at the moment. Johanna trying to keep vision onto the objective, making sure that if there's a turn-in, she can try and stop it. And Thrall is currently holding over half of the red gems. So if they can do what they did to Varian, to Thrall... Oh, and they try it, but Blaze is the one hooked instead. Thrall is not going to manage to get his turn-in. Both sides still trying to position for the fight. Stitches isn't in a position to kidnap Thrall. Thrall is well aware of the fact that he is being targeted for a kidnap here. Horrify is back up. Blue team's still miles away from turn-in, but they really want to stop this red turn-in and keep that pressure into the top lane. Big root onto the Varian. Pull does come out. He has basically no health. Johanna doesn't manage to take him out. Horrify goes out, as does the Sunder. Hanzo ult gets stunned out. Blaze stays alive with help from his bunker. Still in a fair amount of danger, though. Light Bomb goes out, finding only the stitches. Blaze is the one to go down. Thrall, though, in a lot of danger here. Hanzo ult goes out. Thrall still not able to find that turn-in. And now with Blaze dead, he's still not going to be able to find it. Not being able to safely step up. And Chromie takes a lot of damage and does go down. We might see the hook over terrain. Finds Varian. Pull does come out from the Anduin. Fortunately, not the one that they wanted. But a staggered kill there would have definitely done them some good. They did manage to stop the turn-in and get a turn-in of their own. I did not realize that that had turned the way it did. Does look like blue team is going to try and take their boss here. Meanwhile, red team, not a clue where blue team is. They can't really step up anywhere. They realize it, though. Thrall can get their turn in. Not alone, but it does look like they're going to get red turn in, but that boss is going to shut down top lane for sure. Mid's all pushed up, too. Like, bot is really the only lane that's going to possibly get advantage from this objective here. Boss is pushing on to keep. Probably not going to take it, honestly. And bot gets counter pushed up by Death and Delay. And they're just going to shut down this objective almost immediately. Looks like they're going to answer mid lane right away as well. Starting to see some aggressive positioning for can't connect stuns. Mid does go down. And all this objective really did was help shut down the boss. This was just a stabilizing turn-in, which always feels bad to see. Blue does have access to their turn-in at the moment. And red is now miles off. Do see red positioning for a fight in bot. Meanwhile, blue not getting their turn in, but trying to get their turn in top. And it does look like the fight is going to begin here. Light Bomb does go out. Gets unstoppable. Fear Good's out, pushing Anduin away from the fight. Sunder comes out. Pretty much everything comes out. Hanzo gets sniped out by the Chromie. Johanna goes down in the middle of that nonsense. Completely body blocked on all directions. Blue no longer has access to turn in. That completely shut down Blue's opportunities to end the game here. Question is, what else can't connect stuns get from those kills? They're going to steal this camp. Looks like that's about all they're going to do, though. They are pretty close to turn-in if they can get the gems. They need 5 more. Need only 3 more. And are pushing on to this keep here. Enemy team's art is going to be fully showing up soon. Simporky gets saved by the corner of that keep. Though he's in a little bit of danger. Pull should be available for from Anduin there. Time stop does help keep them from chasing a little bit. Light Bomb comes out here. Does get unstoppable. Charge does get shut down. Big fear onto the enemy team here. And the Hanzo ult does find one. Anduin in a lot of danger. Thrall gets kidnapped. Turn-in now available for Death and Delay. And Thrall does get pulled by the Anduin moments before his death. Probably not going to save him, though, as he gets pulled once again. Chromie turns off her ultimate. Not that it would have saved Thrall there. And Death and Delay deciding to ignore the turn-in and instead going full top right now. To be fair, there are 4 dead. Chromie does not have the best counter siege in the world. That's 20 seconds worth of core damage. That's a lot of time. And they have a decent amount of siege. Dragon Strike does come out. Chromie not doing too well health-wise. She does stasis to try and survive, but she's, or at least buy time. Not really gonna buy a whole lot of time there. Core taking a lot of damage. That stagger puts a lot of pressure. And it looks like only Varian's gonna be up in time to try and defend, and he does just get flat eaten there. GG's are called, and Death and Delay do in fact take the series. Very cool. Very, very cool. Unfortunately, that's all I've got for us, just that one replay. Let me double check some stuff quick, and then we'll wrap it up. Alright, yep. It has been a pleasure casting for you guys, and I will see you all next time. See you around.